welcome to NTD China News. I'm Karen Chang. Making headlines this Tuesday, December 18th. Guangdong province has a new party chief. A picture is worth 1,000 words, claims of torture in Chongqing. And chicken bread with illegal drugs being sent to stores like this. The Chinese regime has today named Chunhua as the new party boss for the southern province of Guangdong. Chunhua is also known as Little Hu because of his close ties with Hu Jintao. He was recently named a member of the Politburo, is the second highest body within the Communist Party, just under the Politburo Standing Committee. 49-year-old Hu was previously the Communist Party chief of Inner Mongolia. He is now replacing former party head of Guangdong Wang Yang, who is known for his relatively liberal policies in the coastal economic hub. New Chinese leader Xi Jinping recently toured there, hinting that the economy rather than the political system is what the Chinese regime will be reforming. State-run media has not announced where Wang Yang will be posted next. Reports by prisoners of conscience in China's labor camps continue to emerge that prisoners are tortured and then given medical examinations. Independent investigations into the matter conclude that the exams are in preparation for organ extraction. An international petition to investigate the reports of organ harvesting in China was started 6 weeks ago. The petition has now reached a critical mass and is ready to be submitted to the United Nations.
More than 166,000 people from 36 countries have signed a petition calling on the UN to investigate claims of forced organ harvesting in China.
This shows that indeed really a lot of people, for them, it is not insignificant what happened so far away in China. I think this is really encouraging.
The two groups behind the petition, Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting and the Italy-based Non-Violent Radical Party, presented the petition on Monday in Geneva. Those who have investigated forced organ harvesting say the main group of victims is Falun Gong. One practitioner of the spiritual practice, Wang Yang, spoke about her experience in a Beijing labor camp.
The organ harvesting is from what I know because when I was at the camp, they torture us physically, mentally, and all very basic human rights were taken away. But I have a body check regularly, every 3 months. Very specific, eyesight, blood test, and kidney, and chest X-ray, and urine. They check everything.
Swiss bioethics researcher Arne Schwarz condemned the killing of individuals for their organs.
Wanting to kill a human being, does it justify killing another one? And especially Falun Gong practitioners. Usually they are young, healthy people which were not convicted by any court and were just put into detention, and not at all because they did any criminal offense, but only because of their spiritual beliefs.
The petition will be presented to the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. This month, another petition in the US was started, similarly calling on the US government to investigate the matter.
Torture methods in China are known to be some of the most brutal in the world. Now, new illustrations of some of the methods linked to ousted Chongqing officials Bo Xilai and Wang Lijun have been leaked and offer a glimpse into their so-called Beat the Black campaign.
The former leaders of China's Chongqing city, the ousted Bo Xilai and his police chief Wang Lijun, are making headlines yet again. And the spotlight is on the torture methods they allegedly used during their infamous crime-battling campaign. These 10 images are being widely circulated on the Chinese internet. They're compiled from publicly available accounts of torture. They happened at the Tieshanping Anti-Corruption Center in Chongqing between 2009 to 2011. But according to those who have experienced torture in Chinese jails and labor camps, torture under the Chinese regime's legal system isn't limited to just Chongqing.
I wasn't allowed to sleep for 10 consecutive days. For the first 5 days, I did not even have a minute to sleep. The rest of the days, I slept a couple of hours, very short. I heard of this kind of torture before experiencing it. It is indeed very hard. Later, my hands were trembling.
From Tieshanping, this picture shows the torture method called Tiger Bench. a person tied to a metal chair for up to several hundred hours at a time. In one of the 3 accounts given, a woman was tied down, denied toilet breaks, even when she was having her period. Other images include a person's arms being twisted behind their body and chained together, their feet barely touching the ground. Ma Chunmei, a Falun Gong practitioner once detained at the Changchun Heizui's labor camp, says psychotic drugs are also often used in Chinese jails and labor re-education centers.
They locked the door from the outside when they gave me the injection. I was inside, they were outside. I couldn't hear clearly what they were talking about. I heard them only saying, "Why didn't it work on her?" They meant I was very strong and resisted the drugs. They were observing me.
Torture is officially illegal under Chinese law, but human rights observers, including the United Nations Committee Against Torture, have frequently condemned the Chinese regime for the pervasive use of torture in the legal system.
Farming is one of the hardest but lowest paying jobs in China. To stay competitive, farmers often cut corners to save money and increase their yield. This next story is about a chicken farmer who has taken a legal shortcut to make his chickens grow faster.
Chickens being fed illegal drugs are being widely distributed around China and ending up in major fast food chains. That's according to an investigative report by state-run CCTV. This chicken farm in China's northeast Shandong province has been supplying chickens to one of the biggest meat distributors in China, the Luha Group. The farm owner says he uses a drug that makes the birds grow faster. Other drugs are added to the mix to keep away infection.
Does the Liu He group know you feed chickens with drugs? They have never paid attention to it.
He says the drug makes the animals quickly gain weight. This speeds up the time between birth and slaughter.
The chickens weighing a little more than half a pound may grow to 5.5 pounds within 40 days. The chicken's heart is too small to support the extremely great weight.
He says that because of the rapid weight gain, many of the chickens are often unhealthy and many die prematurely. These growth stimulation drugs are illegal. But since the law is not enforced and the Luha Group does not perform inspections or quarantine, the chickens easily enter mainstream food supplies. The chickens are sold to the largest restaurant supplier, Yung, which in turn supplies major food chains like KFC and McDonald's. This is not the first time that Chinese chicken farmers have come under scrutiny. In 2005, China's Ministry of Agriculture was chastised for encouraging chicken farmers to use an avian flu vaccine meant for humans. The virus became resistant to the drug and thus was not effective when it spread to people. China's Ministry of Agriculture denied the accusations, saying it had never approved the drug to be used in birds.
And coming up after the break, why this group is calling China's economy a ticking time bomb. A leading movie director slams Chinese censorship, and the magic of Shen Yun continues in Argentina. Welcome back. China's political system is plagued by corruption. The country's top leaders have said so themselves. As a result of that, a new survey has found massive amounts of illegal money escaping the country, and one economist says it's making the Chinese economy a, quote, ticking time bomb.
China has topped the list of countries with illegal money leaving its borders, according to Global Financial Integrity. And the amount of money flowing out of the country is destabilizing its economy. The Washington-based group says in 2010, 150 developing countries lost nearly $1 trillion in dirty money. These are usually illegal gains from corruption, tax evasion, and other financial crimes not involving cash transactions. China accounted for nearly 50% of the outflow. In 2010, more than $420 billion illegal money left China. During the decade leading up to 2010, the figure was $2.7 trillion. The amount is increasing according to GFI. It says in 2011, $602 billion of dirty money were transferred out of China. Global Financial Integrity says the money is flowing into offshore tax haven and banks in developed countries. Dev Kar, the economist who compiled the report, warns that the figures show the Chinese economy is a, quote, ticking time bomb. The amount of money leaving the country threatens the stability of the country's social, economic, and political order. GFI says the money leaving developing countries could otherwise be invested to improve healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The group called on world's leaders to adopt measures to curb illicit money outflows.
A leading Chinese movie director has recently criticized film censorship as not the rule of law but the rule of man. Xie Fei wants the Chinese regime to replace censorship with a film classification system. That call is gaining support.
Well-known Chinese director Xie Fei published an open letter online on the 15th of December. He says he sent a movie in to be censored 4 months ago but still hasn't got a response about his so-called problem movie. Xie Fei says in looking around the world there are very few countries like China with such heavy censorship, including large administrative departments from higher to lower levels. He says it's a staggering waste of taxpayers' money. He also says that the film board's so-called comment that the film classification system doesn't suit socialist countries is ridiculous. Chinese author Tia Liu believes that this is the difference between democratic and autocratic systems. Democratic countries take a system of accountability, questioning responsibility. Authoritarian countries take the pre-trial system, and censorship is called the pre-trial. A news article, a book, a movie, before it is published must go through the pre-trial procedure. After the pre-trial it could be shot dead and would no longer be published. Xie Fei graduated with a degree in film directing from the Beijing Film Academy. He has directed many films including Black Snow, Woman Sesame Oil Maker and A Mongolian Tale, which have won international awards. Xie Fei also played the role of art director and producer in this year's Mandarin film Feng Shui. At the end of his open letter, Xie Fei referred to the words of the past Chinese film master Zhao Dan. Literary arts will become hopeless if they are controlled too tightly. The comment has resonated with many people, especially web users.
New York-based Shenyun Performing Arts is continuing its 2013 debut in Argentina. Amongst the thousands of audience members so far is an award-winning actor. Next we hear why he's urging others to see the show.
Magic was in the air as Shenyun gave their 4th performance at the Opera City Theatre in Buenos Aires on Monday. The 8-show run in Argentina kickstarts Shenyun's 2013 tour of the world's most prestigious venues. The word is spreading and many celebrities are coming to the show, including award-winning Argentine actor Hugo Arana.
Muy bello. Conmueve hasta la disciplina. No solo una estética, la capacidad del manejo del color.
It's very beautiful. Even the discipline of the performers moves you. Not only the aesthetics and the great use of color, but there is something there so noble, so radiant, so crystal clear. I had a very strange experience. I wouldn't say it was a regression, but it was like returning to my childhood, returning to an eternal and complete place. There was that kind of feeling one has as a 5-year-old playing. The show is purifying, it cleanses you, it purifies you, which is very beautiful.
Había esa sensación que uno tenía a los 5 años jugando, ¿no? O sea, es purificador, limpia, purifica. Es muy bello.
The award-winning actor feels that the discipline of the performance originates in something deeper than just the physical realm.
Es plena. Además es limpia. Quiero decir, yo no veo rebordes. No veo rebajas.
It is complete and clean. What I mean is that there are no flaws, no double messages. They are not trying to sell anything. I see a complete expression. Even their discipline thrills me. Even their discipline touches me. Because it is not about physical rigor. It is more like a spiritual rigor, right? And that is present in the body and it's magnificent.
Físico. Habla de un rigor de búsqueda, ¿no? Y aparece en el cuerpo eso. Y es maravilloso.
Hugo Arana used a touching metaphor to recommend Shenyun.
Que no se puede contar
You can't explain it with words. It is as if we are bees drawn to honey. Bees make honey. You can't explain how the honey is made. Only the bee knows it. Come, be the bee. Come and see the show and enjoy the honey.
Hagan de abejas. Vengan a ver miel. A disfrutar la miel.
Shenyun will perform at the Opera City Theatre every day until December 21st.
And that's all for this broadcast of NTD China News. For more on China-related topics, visit our website at ntd.tv or subscribe to our new YouTube channel, NTD on China, where you'll find all of NTD's China content. Coming up next, we have Shali Zhang for China Focus. Stay tuned.